What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening to the overall market and some very important levels to be watching for, and also why on earth we have more data coming out for tomorrow that could affect the markets. But before I break into detail all this information, before I talk about what's going on with the data affecting the markets and break down some very important levels, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, now let's break down what's going on with the markets thus far. So I just want to mention that SPY so far is holding up a lot better than expected, doing very, very well. And the same thing can be said about Tesla, which had some good news that came out. And this is helping Tesla hold up as well. But the question is, what's affecting the markets? How is this going to affect the way we're moving? And what should we be watching for, if anything? I'll be talking about that first before I break down some important things about the charts. So first and foremost, when it comes to the economic data, we have the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index coming out. This came out at 10:30 a.m. And when this came out, the market actually dropped. The market dropped temporarily before getting a nice bounce. And the 3-month and 6-month bill auctions were as expected. The market held up since then. And since the market's been pumping quite a bit for the most part, I'll be talking about that in just a minute. I just want to mention to everyone we have the house prices reports coming out, not to mention the JOLTS job openings. We'll be watching all of this as well because this is going to be in preparation for Wednesday when we have the FOMC meeting when Jerome Powell gives his speech. So get ready, guys. It's going to cause some high volatility. Now, on top of this, for Monday today, we have Supermicro announcing earnings. We have a couple more companies announcing their earnings until Tuesday when we have like Microsoft, AMD, Alphabet, and the others. As far as Tesla goes, we had good news for them. First off, the Tesla Model 3 Performance is going to be entering China most likely in Q2, which is great news for them, opening new markets as China makes up 24.5% of the revenue for Tesla. Tesla is also expected to spend over $10 billion on next-gen vehicles, AI products, and other projects this year, which is going to help them with their innovation and potentially even the robo-taxi, which is something Tesla's been talking about. So that being said, that's very good news for Tesla. That's why Tesla's been holding up and outperforming. Now let's just talk about the market first before I break down Tesla and the others. So what's happening to SPY? We have a bullish wedge. Basically, we broke below this. So I actually had this drawn out like a little bit more like this earlier. We did break below it, but then we came right back above it, and now we're holding above this, forming a nice wedge. We're approaching the all-time high, which we could break. If we break the all-time high, we have resistance at 489. If we break it, our next target is going to be 490, then 492. If we break downwards, watch support around 488. If we lose support at 488, we're going to be coming all the way back down towards 486.75. We have 486 below that, and 484.5 below that. As of right now, with the wedge still being maintained and us trying to push, there's a very good chance we're going to try to break 489 and push towards 490. Overall, SPY is looking bullish. It's holding up very, very nicely and favoring the bulls a bit more. As far as Tesla goes, Tesla had bullish news that came out. Tesla's also favoring the bulls now. Now, what I was thinking was Tesla would basically, maintain this channel. The channel is where Tesla was going back and forth earlier, and essentially just throughout the day, it was just going back and forth and back and forth. And then what happened was we actually got a break to the upside. We actually broke above this resistance right here at 187.5. Upon that break, our next target would have been a 190. That's where Tesla went to, and now it's just trading sideways between 189 and 190. For support, make sure you watch 186.5. If we lose that, we're going to be coming down to 184, 182.5, and then 180. In my opinion, with this nice uptrend being established, got a nice breakouts to the upside, and overall Tesla's looking quite good. I would say that Tesla's favoring the bulls a bit more. Tesla's doing very, very well, and we have this imbalance which Tesla just filled, which gives it a bigger edge. So what I'm going to be basically doing for Tesla is I'm going to be looking at this as an accumulation. So institutions dumped Tesla, right? They started buying it right here. This is when they were accumulating their shares. Now they're trying to launch it. As long as we hold above this yellow line, so let me show you this yellow line right here. As long as we hold above this, there's going to be potential for Tesla to push higher. We need to break this 190 area. If we keep breaking above this and we start pushing, 194 is a real possibility. I could be seeing it pushing up there. There is definitely potential for it to push up higher. We just have to see some good news come out, Tesla break the resistance and hold up. So it's favoring the bulls a little bit more now. On the QQQ, Now, what's funny about the QQQ is the chart resembles that of Nvidia almost exactly. So what's interesting is we're holding above 426 now. I was saying that we might actually pop it and come down to fill this gap down here. I was a little worried that this would drag it lower, but instead we actually held a lot better. We didn't even fully fill the gap. We actually bounced after that. So that tells me that's a good sign of strength. With that being said, since we got above 426, our next target is going to be this 427.25 area as critical resistance. So there's some room for the QQQ to push even higher. And upon a break of that level, we could be approaching 429 if we break that. For support, watch 425. If we lose that, there's going to be 424 followed by 422.5 in these lower levels. In my opinion, the QQQ is favoring the bulls as well. It's going to likely try to push higher. So this is favoring bulls. I think that it's going to try to hold above 426. We'll see how it closes, but the bulls have a slight edge on this stock. Now, what's funny is when you look at Nvidia stock, it's basically the same as the QQQ, leading the QQQ up. 620 is where we have resistance. This is where we had this previous support now acting as resistance at the 620 area. If we break above that, we have an imbalance to fill at 623. 0.25, and then if we break above that, our next target is going to be around 628-ish, very close to 628. For support, you're going to be watching basically 616. If we lose that, there's 610 that's coming next. That's where this wick happens to be. If we lose that, there's 607 coming, followed by 602. If anything, Nvidia has been technically making a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. It's uptrending, trying to push higher, trying to get to this imbalance. In my opinion, I would say that this is favoring the bulls a bit more. The bulls have the edge. 623 could be coming very soon. Let's see if it could break 620. As of right now, Nvidia is favoring the buyers, so watch that very, very carefully. Now, last but not least, let's talk about Apple stock before I conclude the video. Apple stock, in my opinion, wait, I pulled up the wrong chart. Sorry about that, guys. Apple, in my opinion, it looks decent right now. So the thing about Apple is that this is looking very weak. Okay, we got this big dump all the way down to the 189s as we predicted. I told you Apple might dump towards 190.5. We actually went a little bit lower than that, but this was just a big liquidity grab because we formed a big wick all the way down there, and now we're getting bought back up. So now we're kind of shuffling around 191.5. We have resistance on 192 above that and 192.5. If we break above that, our next target is 193.5. For support, if we start breaking down, we're going to be watching 190.5 as critical support. If we lose that, we're going to be coming down towards this wick down here at 189.6. If we lose 190.5, we're going to just retest the low. If anything, I would say that based off how it's looking right now, Apple is looking decent. It's just kind of shuffling around 191.5. Our next major resistance is closer to 192. So it's showing some life. It could push a little bit more, but we have to watch and see if we can try to get above this level. But with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you and peace out.